J-Drone here. This is the H2O Aviax. This is a flight review. You can look at my other post of how it's waterproof and whatnot. It is raining. But what we're going to do here, I like to shut the lights off on this. Just press this button here. Bam! Lights are off. This saves on the battery a little bit. I'm not using the stock battery. I'm only using a 500 mAh. It's a striker battery because I've been flying this for probably close to an hour on and off, just switching batteries. But this is a flight review. And right away, this is very responsive. It's hovering very nicely. We're going to take it up a little bit. And it's actually kind of foggy up there. Yeah, it's actually really foggy up there. I'm not taking that up too far. Don't want to lose this. This is the first day that I've had it out. I've been waiting for a rainy, dreary day to pull this out. I do have this in the third response level because I have 11 mile an hour wind, humidity is 100%, and your precipitation is 100%. So not only is it fighting wind, it's fighting downforce of gravity from rain constantly hitting it. So I have it in your level 3, which if you press the button, you'll hear beep, 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 beep. And that lets you know by the beeps what level you're in. Obviously 3 is 3, 2 is 2, and 1 is your beginner level, where it's not going to give you that much of a nose pitch or a back pitch or a left to right pitch. This is a very cool quadcopter. Very bright. You're going to have a hard time losing this if you do decide just to take it out strictly for a flight. And I'm showing you it can climb. Has no issues climbing. You have to excuse my camera because we're getting wet out here. But all in all, I mean, this is rated as a waterproof quadcopter, so you'd think it would not have great qualities as a quadcopter flying. This does. This is a very smooth flyer. I'm enjoying this a lot. The range is supposedly 100 meters. We're not going to test that today. When it is nicer, I do have a way to test exactly how far this is going from the remote control, just as well as everything else, and I am going to run those tests, and I'll give you an exact amount of meters that this is flying away without losing the controller. But today we're just flying around, and I kind of lost orientation. I have the lights off, so there's really no way to figure out orientation on this. And these things are made of plastic. This one, if you do have the throttle up and you're holding it the wrong way, those blades will continue to spin. There's not a default on this where they're going to shut off. So make sure if you have it binded, the controller binded to the quadcopter, hold underneath in case you do hit it, because I made the mistake of holding it on top and I pushed the throttle up and I cut my hand twice. I mean, they are only plastic, but these ones aren't held in by a screw up top. They're actually held in by a screw at the base of it, which is the first time I've encountered that. And it hurt. It did not tickle whatsoever. As you can see, this is very smooth. We got wind, we got rain, and this is a very nice flyer. It does have your flip features. I'm not exactly sure about the rest of the features, as I really didn't read the instruction manual, but there are a lot of buttons on this. I kind of just want to get out and get in the rain and before the sun went down, that way I could get good video for you guys. This is about the biggest puddle I have in my yard. That's just from me parking the Impala there. But again, if you want to see the waterproof abilities of this, just go on my page, J-Drone, and you can check. I sunk it and it still flew, and you can see the water droplets all over it. This thing's wet. It's performing very nicely. I wouldn't suggest flying over a road like I just did. I live in a very small town with very little traffic. There's one way in and one way out from this side of town. And there's actually only 2 ways in and out of this town, and this is one of them. So I can see and hear what's coming. But generally I would stay away from roads just so you don't by accident hit a car. Safety precautions. But as you see, you saw one car, my neighbor coming back home in a Lexus. And we're blinking, but I'm still flying this a little bit. I think those indicator lights on this blink a little bit too early. Because as I said, I've flown this a bunch of times now, just switching batteries. And with less MAH than the manufacturer gave, we're pushing almost 6 minutes in rain, in wind, which is pretty good. We're at about 50 some odd degrees here. So I'm really impressed with this quadcopter. If you want a good flyer, if you want something that's waterproof that you can go out and play in the rain and get your feet wet and not be stuck inside, this is the H2O Aviax, and I'm J-Drone. I hope you enjoyed this flight. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And now the battery's dead. Have a good day.